I am Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to FM24 Youth Factory. It's episode 61. We are 48 hours, roughly, away from the transfer window closing. We haven't lost any more players yet, but we've also had a pretty poor start to the season, which was to be expected under the circumstances of our rapid rise and not really being ready for the level yet, which was why we weren't really ready for the title fight at the end of last season, because we had overperformed all season long, and then we got grounded at the end when it turns out that a lot of the teams around us were just better. We had just managed to get results when they didn't. When it came down to it at the end and the pressure was on, we did pretty poorly. Well, we've started the season pretty poorly as well. In the last 4 games, we haven't won one yet. In the league, one of those was the Carabao Cup, so we are out. Ebbs Fleet, we outperformed them, and they beat us comfortably. Birmingham City, of course, was our opening game to the season, and that was a loss, and it looked pretty bad. West Brom, that was not a good performance either, but Stoke in particular, we dominated the game and still lost. And so we find ourselves on just 1 point. It's only 3 matches. It's early. It's not time to worry yet. We find ourselves barely above the relegation drop zone, and somehow Fulham in 3 games already have 2 wins. They've already made up more than half of the deficit that they began the season with, and our automatic, oh yeah, Fulham's going down, is quickly looking like, well, wait, no, hold on a second. If you exclude them and give them the real points that they've earned, 7 so far, then we're in the drop zone. We would be 22nd right now in terms of form, and they're only 6 points behind us as it is already, just a few games into the season. Therefore, I really don't think you can count them as a team at the back end, and holy crap, that's a problem. We are already seeing some development, though. I mean, the 110 plus club includes the entire starting 11 plus Lanahan, Penreese already. And then, you still have your guys that are close behind. So we are already seeing some development here over this month of August. But let's get through that transfer deadline, make sure we still have a team intact. We are not getting any offers right now, so I'm hopeful that we're going to get through cleanly. Already into the next evening, and 0 new offers so far. We still have more than 24 hours to go, but not by much. Looking good for the moment. Into the evening, and other than a couple loan offers over the last week, we have had nothing. So really getting close to that deadline, and things are going swimmingly well for us here. Not elsewhere, but here. And there it is. Transfer deadline passes without a single transfer bid. Amazing stuff. That's the first time that's ever happened. I think, literally. But Wilkinson is gone to Stoke, and it's already funded a facility upgrade that's on the way, but we are in the clear now. Player payroll expenditure in the Sky Bet Championship, 116 million annually for Everton, 98 for Crystal Palace, Sunderland, Sheffield United, Blackburn Rovers, and Stoke, who just bought Wilkinson, all northward of 75 million. Fulham, Watford, Bournemouth, and Derby round out the top 10 at or above 50 million, or near it anyway. And there we are, bringing up the rear way behind everyone else. Last year, didn't we get out of the bottom? I mean, we were 20th or 21st out of 24. We weren't dead last in the end. Here we are, and by a wide margin, still under 5 million. And I can't even offer Adekunle, who wants and needs a new contract. We can't offer him anywhere near what he's asking for, because the club's limiting what we can do. So our hands are really tied. It's going to be tough. It's going to be very, very tough. When you compare us directly to Everton, we're at 4.5% of their salary, less than 5%. We're paying 1/20th what they're paying. That's crazy. That is crazy to think. Wish me luck. If not for a 90th minute penalty, we would have had our first win of the season, but we end up with another draw against Hull City, mid-table and on the road. So not an easy point. We'll take it. And then 2 home losses. However, it's the 2 big clubs in the division. It's Chris Webb own goal really helping them out, but Crystal Palace just crushing us 3-0, and all things considered, our ratings weren't that bad. I mean, Steve Walker, the only one to drop below a 6. As far as scoreline, like, that could have been a lot worse. Could have been a whole lot worse. But then we go and play Everton, the top 2 favorite teams in the league, and back-to-back, and Brendan Johnson still there. I mean, phenomenal talents. Sam Julian had an 8.0 rating, otherwise it would have been a lot worse in that one. But you can see similarly a lot of mid-6s, as in, the team actually played pretty okay just against a really, really difficult opponent. But so far in the season, we're looking at 4 league losses and 2 draws. Just 2 points in 6 games is, of course, a huge worry. I will be playing our next game with Sheffield Wednesday, who have dropped from mid-table to 17th over the last few games. I've had a lot of injuries to start the season, but guys are getting healthy again. Sam Lyons is doubtful. Lee Ward is now out with a torn thigh muscle for the next 2 months. We have some issues. We have some definite issues to contend with, but this is one of our better chances at trying to get that first result. And we need to get a result. How is that table looking? We're last. We are dead last now with 2 points. Fulham, 5 wins and a draw. An administration who had the beginnings of a fire sale a year ago. How are they pulling this off? I mean, they would be first. I'm so confused by Fulham's form. Just like that. I mean, 6 games into the season, and all hope is lost for one automatic relegation spot going to a expected struggling Fulham. So that one's gone. Rip up that idea. There's 3 relegation spots available, and right now we occupy the most automatic of them. We are not the only team who is winless so far. Coventry have not won. Millwall have not won, and a lot of teams only have 1 win so far this season. But we are right at the bottom. We're not struggling mightily. It's a -7 goal differential. It could be a hell of a lot worse. I mean, we're only down by a goal a game on everybody else. And we've already played the biggest teams in the league for this season. In terms of development, Julian just came back from his injury. He's healthy. He's now got 4 starts on the year. Archie Jones, now 120, but he's near his max. Adekunle definitely can develop, but hasn't developed yet. Again, lots of players that are getting to the point where they're, okay for the level. And we're definitely drawing up others behind. Christopher Joseph quickly up to a 108. Rossini, but he's about maxed out. Wiley is developing. It's these guys at the bottom that have me, the most nervous, because they really aren't good enough for this level. They aren't good enough for the level below us. In terms of that average rating, the only player who is playing well right now is Lanahan Penreese. The only one on the entire team. Well, I guess you can argue Sam Julian also playing pretty dang well. Next game's going to be a big test for the tactic. I think the tactic is what's really hurting us and why we're not able to perform. The tactic hasn't been altered yet. It's still the let's go for it, let's be proactive, let's get in control and break down the other team and score goals. Probably need to be a counter-attacking side that's a lot more defensive if we want to hang in and steal some points away from the opposition. We are that far below everybody else right now. Let's see what happens with this game, how we perform. We have been unlucky at times this season with a couple of performances where we outplayed our opponent but lost. If you manage to do that more often than not, you should be coming away with results. So we should be sitting on more points than we are right now, in theory. Game underway. Of course, we do have a couple of subs with Lee Ward out injured long term. Sam Lyons still returning from his injury, but making the bench at least. He is available, but he's not at full fitness at all yet, so we'll try to get him some game time today to help build that, but definitely not until the second half. This a big test for whether our tactics can work at all against a championship side. This is one of the weaker sides we are going to face, and that so far is definitely a testament of, hey, it is just about working right now. We went pretty close there. Joseph recovering the ball. Fulham very quickly rising further and further up the table. Here's the first chance for the opposition. Sheffield Wednesday, of course, today. Dealing with that one well, but they find space way too easy there. Way too easy. Might have to be going a lot more defensively. That was so poor. That's a fullback attacking and not getting picked up, being given way too much space, and Marquise in acres of space. And we trail. Just like that. They hadn't done squat in the game. They hadn't had a chance. They hadn't had an attempt. We get an easy clearance. And lapse in concentration. Just like that. We're down 1-0. I never get aggressive with this team, but I get a little bit aggressive there. Adekunle, the only one who did not respond well. And let's see. Keep going. Nope. So Adekunle, he might be a candidate to get subbed here fairly soon. But he's still pretty okay. Marquise takes that corner. Ooh, big chance there. Did that hit the post? Looked like it might have. It's all them at the moment, and it's 2. Like, we're down. We have to be more attacking, right? Counter-attacking, defensive isn't going to do us much good under these circumstances. I think we're going to have to go to that second tactic, the more defensive one, but not in the time-wasting sense, just in more of a let's be a counter-attacking side. Let's try to stay... Oh, come on. Potter lets up and ends up chasing it down first. Big block there. Looked like a handball, but it ends up going out for a corner to be another chance. We're getting absolutely hammered here. Terrible clearance by Webb. Really should have done better with that one. And we get lucky. Webb, long ball, Hewitt. Nice track back by Walker, but Jones not moving. Got a lot of flat-footed teammates right now who are just watching and reacting and, well, watching and not really reacting. Julian does get something on that one, but again, what sort of changes can I make that are going to help us? The roster just gets weaker and weaker. Fresh legs aren't necessarily an issue as guys aren't looking that tired. We just don't have the skill. Hassel in some space, finds McCartney, he turns. Nice overlap from Potter. Inside to McCartney, big chance! Poked away by the keeper. Out for the corner. Adekunle coming up on the hour mark. Had a chance to cut the deficit in half, but hangs it up there too long, and the keeper grabs it out of the air. McFadden is struggling morale-wise. Do I even have any fullback subs at all? I guess I do. Redknapp. Yeah, just who we want out there, right? Let's get Marley... Walker's having a terrible day. Let's get Marley Whitehouse out there. And maybe we need to get Lanahan Penreese on top as they go awfully close there to a third. So big triple sub. Nice, Joseph. Okay, counterattack on. Whitehouse. Carney. Got a chance. Got a corner. Up the tempo. Still need to... Wondering if that underlap thing is... We've tried it, but it hasn't really netted much. I think we need to go more counterattacking and speed things up. we'll just tribute out to the flanks. And we have got to start pushing up our line. It's time, folks. Tactically, we need to make a change, and that is the closest to a corner kick goal that I've seen in ages. We never, ever win those headers. Ever. McCartney! Plenty of space. Needs to do better than that. And here's Evans. Acres of space. Defense not pouncing on a ball that was clearly ours. And Julian is going to grab that cross. Luckily, otherwise it would have been a third goal for sure if they got a free header there. Almost out of time though. And what do I have left for subs? I do have Wiley. And, oh, Sam Lines, yeah. Let's bring on Sam Lines. Big chance, big save from Julian. Final subs of the day, final minutes. Webb, partial clearance. Lines, partial clearance. Luckily, the highlight ended there, not with them blasting it into the back of the net. Final minute of stoppage, final seconds of stoppage. And it's going to be another loss. Another day without goals. And yes, I've got to change the tactics. I mean, they went up 2-0, and then it was still all them. Well, not all, but mostly them. They picked up the XG they didn't get in the first half, or with the first 2 goals. They picked it up by the end of the game. We should have had 1. We should have lost 2-1 today, but 3 shots on target, it's not going to help you convert too many shots, too many chances. We've been and are poor comparative to the league. Millwall is the latest to go into administration with a net debt of 58 million. They are docked 12 points. They had just 3. So where Fulham has let us down by being excellent, Millwall has not, and give us a real shot at having one less relegation team to battle with, and give us a better shot as we are adjusting the tactics heading into the next match. It's Ipswich Town. We're on the road. They're not doing great in the league, but every match is difficult, and giveaways like that are always going to make things tough on yourself. We are attempting a new, much more conservative but counter-attacking style. So we want to get behind the ball. We want to get a lot more defensive. We want to absorb the pressure. We want to take advantage of a good goalkeeper in Sam Julian. And we want to be able to hit these guys on the run as Hewitt. Nice individual play there as a target man, is able to make the turn and at least earn us a corner kick. But corner kicks have not been good for us for quite a few years. But so far, 15 minutes in, we have absorbed pressure really well in this one. Hassel launching the ball to absolutely no one. That is not what the tactic's supposed to be, but Walker intercepts well. McCartney. Hassel. Potter already on a yellow. Hewitt. Gets it back. It gets it blocked. Rossini over the top. A little too much on that. Reset. Launched forward. Again, not following the tactic, but Hewitt closes out well on that one, and another ball pumped forward. I get that we are counter-attacking and defensive, but now we're just launching the ball. And this is not how the tactic is supposed to be. But so far it has led to some chances, and we've been much more defensive. We've been forcing shots that just haven't been good looks. And so their XG has remained rather low. In fact, we have more XG than them at this point. Certainly didn't look like it. Looked like Road Z was just his thing, but went off the wall. Went off the head of one of the players in the wall, and that's what made it go so wild. Ooh, they found us chance inside, and that looked like it was going well wide, and it didn't look like it had any bend on it at all, but it somehow went straight into that bottom corner. And we trail. One player, well, no, it wasn't just one player. I think he was on side either way, but yeah, Rossini dropped a bit too much and dropped off him. Like, I'm marking you only, oh wait, no, I'm not. 3 center backs and we can't mark him. Julian, fantastic save. That was going to be a wonderful goal, and instead it ends up being a wonderful save. But we trail, and it's not looking pretty here. As they go close again, and Sam Julian just staring at that one as it hits the bottom side of the crossbar. Okay, yes, I like the work the ball into the box. One of my favorites. I don't have the talent for those long-range chances, and we definitely can't afford to be giving it away either, with kicking it 35, 40 yards away wildly and getting nothing out of it as they hit the post now. Boy, it looked good for about 20 minutes, and now this looks worse than our normal tactic. We're sitting back, and it's pressure, pressure, and more pressure. Try to go cautious instead of so defensive. See if we can't start getting guys forward a little bit and putting them under at least a little bit of pressure ourselves. I already added work ball into the box tactic. Halftime, and it's ugly. It wasn't there for a while. Like we went through the first portion, first quarter of the game looked really good, and then all of a sudden just it was been all them when they decided, oh, you're gonna sit back, fine, we're gonna attack you. We're gonna start the half the way we finished it, and if we continue to struggle here in the early minutes, we're lines. Over the top for Hewitt. Big chance. No. Oh. Defense beats him to it by millimeters. That looked like that should have been the chance. That should have been the one. That should have been the equalizing moment. To be effective at counterattacking, you really have to take advantage of the chances you get. Estrugol Pala looked offside by Miles, and no, he's not. He is not. He's level, and that's what going deep. One simple ball over the top. Well, very well placed ball. The quality here is something we are not matching. Time to go back to the regular tactic and to bring on Archie Jones in place of Rossini. Sam Lyons does finally get a start today, by the way, but he is having a really rough go. McFadden and Potter are both struggling. Couldn't handle the wingback situation. I think we put them in a different position. They do worse than in the standard position. Our fullbacks have just let us down for years now. We'd only had one shot attempt the entire half. Walker finds Jones, and we get a goal. Archie Jones subs on his first goal of the season. Is it too little, too late? We've got 20 minutes to go, and we are now the team who's going to continue pushing on. We're going to go even more attacking now that we have some life. Up the tempo. Push it up even higher. Press more. And hit him on the counter. Walker's going to get here first. He's going to lay it off deep to Redknapp. Nice pass there. Walker cuts inside. Earns a corner kick. Well placed. Maybe if he goes far post, he's got a slight chance at scoring that one, but keeper probably anticipated that far post. Walker recovers it, but gets held as he kicks the ball to his teammate. Does not get the call. It looked like he got held, and the way he did not was not able to make any sort of clean pass there. Jones, he had Hewitt through, but eventually he's going to go out to Redknapp, who cuts in and then just hangs on to it way too long. Hewitt turns and scores! It's level! It is level! We're going to go attacking still. No points is a regular place for us. And we're on the road. We don't have much to lose here by going for it. But man, what a play there. We need to make some changes. Potentially, like Adekunle is struggling. Sam Lyons, first game back. Let's go ahead and bring on Joseph. And it's stoppage time. We are definitely not time wasting. 2.5 minutes. We're going to try to go for a winner here. Or just blast it away to the team. McCartney finds Jones. Jones, he's got some space. He's got teammates. Hewitt's beat his man. So close. So close. Hewitt's finishing not great. Uh-oh, big chance. Kirkham looked offside. And yes, he was. And that does it. Great come from behind to get a point. Altering the tactics, especially after going down, made a huge difference. The tactic worked initially and then was atrocious for 35 minutes. We changed it up and instantly came to life. But the varying of tactics is what I think really opened that up for us. So it's a tricky situation that we find ourselves in here of what to do going forward. Because that life, if we play that tactic for 90 minutes, I don't think things are working for us too well. I think it's going to take more of a mix of the two tactics. The problem being is you have an extra center back or you have an extra attacking mid. And one of them it has to give. And none of our trio of center backs can push up into that. I need to be able to be more fluid positionally. I might have to look at the roster and see a center back that can play as a defensive mid and a defensive mid that can play as an attacking mid, to where we can have a potential game to trial the back and forth without subs. That is going to do it for this episode, though. It's another point. That's 3 on the season. It helps. But we are struggling, for sure. But we knew that was going to be the case early on in the season. The development, it's coming, but not rapidly. Players are starting to get down on themselves, too. We could spiral out of control. I'm worried about things to come, but it's a long season. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.